which ultimately it will get a different model HRE on the car.
Awesome. Yeah, and like you guys probably seen in the Hey everyone, Alex Tavaletti from Detroit Speed here. Welcome to another project vlog video. If you're new to the channel, this is the series where we go around the shop, talk to all the guys and see what projects they're working on, give you guys some real-time update on vehicles we have in the shop and what the guys are doing. So first up, we have Kevin's GTO back from the blaster. Bruce has been going through the car, fixing some things we didn't expect, and we have Matt here who's going to talk about the importance of blasting a car before we work on it, and kind of talk about some of the things we ran into on Kevin's car that we're going to have to fix before we proceed with more fabrication. What do we have here, Matt?
So, GTO back from blast. We knew the car had quarters put on it at some point in time, so when it came back, obviously you can see all the work that any previous owners or previous restoration had done. So that's where the quarters were seamed in. We were hoping it was going to be a little bit better job. It's really borderline of something you would want to leave or not.
Yeah,
definitely way nicer than tons of stuff we've seen come in.
Yeah, that's a fact for sure.
Us being us, these things pretty much have to be perfect. So
yeah, we're
gonna put quarters on it. It's not a big deal. We'll lose a couple of days to that, but other than that, the floor pans look really good. Trunk pan is nice. The rockers are solid, so it's
I know when the car came in, there were a few things we pointed out. The floor, I mean, not a huge deal. There's a little bit of see-through there, some rust on the floor pan, but that's a small patch.
Somebody had thought that when it got bought and sold that somebody had done floor pans. But
okay, so this is the original floor then? Okay, so this being the original floor and that small of a spot, that's pretty good.
Oh yeah,
that's not bad at all.
That's a win for sure. I mean, that's a couple hours worth of work and you're done.
Up on the rear cowl panel over here, Bruce has all of that cut out. I guess this is all just epoxied in just so just as a rust inhibitor, but there was some rust on the cowl panel as well. Yeah,
this is kind of a common A-body thing. These window channels are really bad about holding water.
Okay.
And then also at one point in time, it looked like this thing had a vinyl top on it as well.
Did it?
So between that and, again, like I said, common A-body, that's a panel that's getting replaced. So.
Yeah, and he actually has the old panel he cut out in here, so you can see kind of where it's all pitted and there's some holes. So I mean, that was all hidden. I guess it was just Bondo over that. Yeah,
it would have been body worked over. Typically what we'll do, the car goes to blast at the very beginning.
Yep.
And we'll do all the fab work, because obviously it's all good clean metal to work with. And then once fab is totally done, we'll actually send it back to blast, and they'll blast it one more time. So as soon as it gets back, we'll get the whole car in epoxy.
Yep. So, yeah, that way you can, protect it from rust and everything. So
it's a little redundant, but it cuts down on the amount of prep time.
And it pays off in the end. You make sure everything's done right.
It's about the final product and the quality. So I mean, that's just the way we ensure that everything's perfect. He's
got the tubs cut out because we had mentioned we are mini tubbing this car with the kit from ABC. So we have those tubs going in. It's a nice stamped tub, and then I know there's another small little piece to be patched in the trunk pan here, but overall the trunk is pretty solid.
Yeah.
Other than that, no other big surprises.
No, it's a really good car to start with. I mean, we've had cars that came in and we've had to do a floor pan from the firewall to the tail panel. So anytime you don't have to do that, that's a win. Overall,
pretty solid car. We're happy with it. Yep. And then we'll move over and see the chassis for the car. So this is the first time the body and the chassis have been somewhat together again.
Yep, and it'll actually go on here in the next day or two. We'll get it set down on there.
Okay, just so we can check and make sure everything's dialed in.
Yeah. Check all your clearances. Obviously, it's gonna have to get a tunnel built for it. We'll mock up the true wheel and tire in the back.
Okay.
A 345 on a 20, so that'll be cool to see that all stuffed up in there. And of course the tubs to accommodate.
And we just have the mock-up wheels. We don't have the actual wheels yet.
Yeah, we'll be mocking up with a set of HREs.
Okay.
which ultimately it will get a different model HRE on the car.
Awesome. Yeah, and like you guys probably seen in the that was perfect.
That's staying.
Yeah, I'm not cutting that out of the clip. So let's see what else Josh has been working on. I know he's got the rear axle over here. You're putting it in? So yeah, it's an A-body rear axle. I think these are the brackets offered by Gear FX, Detroit Speed's sister company. And then Josh went ahead and he modified the coilover mounting bracket, and he even pocketed the axle to fit the upper link pocket bushings. So fantastic work there. Josh has some amazing welds as well.
Yeah, he is a really good welder. There's a nice one right there too.
Yeah. So and Josh, before he worked over in the project shop, he actually worked in production. So he was kind of like the lead welder over there for a while. And then Bruce was doing it. Now Bruce works over here. So it's kind of like the Detroit Speed evolution.
Yep. Hey, some people would say that Josh Smith could do those kind of welds in his sleep.
You think?
I'm gonna say that's a fact.
Probably.
Josh Smith welding in his sleep.
Do you think you could do it? You could knock out welds like that in your sleep?
I don't know. I used to fall asleep welding.
You don't want to say that.
I fell asleep welding.
Have you really?
On the rotator. Yeah.
Did he really?
Right there. Yeah.
Oh man, I've never heard that. Wait, like doing this axle?
Not this one explicitly, but
But
you
just,
do
yeah.
this weld on the rotator, so you're just sitting there spinning and he's
Yeah.
nodding off.
That's awesome. He's got the upper link pockets there, so we'll have some adjustability. Cool. You guys are making pretty good progress on it then. All right, I guess I'll go over there and bug Paul, talk about the Mustang a little bit.
Yeah, it's going back together, so a couple more days and we'll be out of here.
That's awesome. Sweet, thanks Matt.
No problem.
I don't want it.
Paul Morgan.
I don't want any.
You don't want, I'm not,
I don't like Avon.
what, Avon?
Avon calling, remember?
Oh,
my
yeah,
God, come on,
yeah.
Avon calling, I'm old.
So what you doing here? Matt said you were just about wrapping this thing up.
No, all the fun part starts now.
Well, you got the motor back in. New Canton pan for the swap. Got all of your suspension put on. Willwood brakes that we'd initially mentioned that will be going on to this. Just some 6 pistons. Nothing crazy, right? See, as we mentioned in the initial video, yeah, it's just getting the Aluma-Frame install and then brake upgrade and just a small block Ford. It's got our small block Ford mounts on there, and it will retain, you know, all the factory components that went along with it. So this car's been here about what, 2 weeks? 2 or 3 weeks?
3. I was off for a week.
Yeah, and then Bruce was working on putting some things together. So yeah, I think about a couple weeks or so. Just a quick turnaround. So this one will be hitting the road pretty soon, just in time for fall weather. All right. Well, I'll let you get to it, Paul.
Oh, I've been on it. Thanks. Thanks for visiting. Come back when I don't have more time.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Josh and Bruce have the axle in the chassis now, so we'll move over. There you go again. I'm in the middle of a conversation. Sock it down.
I'm in my socket.
Here you go. All right, let's see what Mark's working on. What are you doing, Mark?
Transmission tunnel. We're making noise.
I mean, obviously we have to do a tunnel for a bigger transmission, but what's unique about these Mopars?
So a Chrysler in general, A-bodies, B-bodies, E-bodies, the drivetrain is towards the passenger side more than an inch. And I think the reason to do that is because of the steering box to clear it. So what I'm having to do with this, and the engine is centered, you can see how much.
Yeah, let me go around the other side real quick.
So you can see where it was through the inside of this, and
that's where it needs to be.
And also for the factory, if you look at the rear seat package tray braces, you can see how much offset released originally.
So they do that because the steering box pushes everything over, so the motor is actually not centered in the engine bay.
Not at all. But this one is. You see how high the transmission is in the car too, so we done all that because of the ride height of the car. So
yeah, so to get it as low as possible, you're pretty much moving everything up.
Yeah, so, and the reason you really do that is to keep your driveline working angles correct, so at any speed it's smooth.
Yep. Yeah, I know you touched on that in the last video, and we actually had a lot of really positive feedback on that. So, like we mentioned, we're going to go ahead and we'll make a video talking about driveline angle. But yeah, I mean, it's moved up a whole bunch, and you know, you have to cut up the firewall and modify that.
It's 1.5 degrees down in the back, so that's why I'm going to set it at. You see how high the rear axle is in the car in relation to the drive shaft tunnel. It's gonna have to be cut out, so yeah, there's not much room.
Yeah.
So, and that's ride height.
So that's ride height right there.
That's ride height. So that'll give you an idea how extensive this car is going to be.
Oh, it's going to be low.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone from Mopar ever expected a 4.9 inch to be in it anyway. So
yeah, most of the Mopar guys look for a Dana 60.
Yeah. So yeah, 4.9 inch in this one. You know, Mark's going to modify the tunnel, make sure everything works. And I know you made another modification to the engine on this. You want to talk about that too? Like we mentioned before, this is a first-gen Camaro subframe and a Elephant, and these engines were never made to go in here.
No.
So what'd you have to do?
So the wheelbase of this car has moved forward 3 inches, and I had to, Josh actually gave me a hand with this, and he pocketed out the subframe cross member here for the oil filter, so we can get it.
Yeah, you have plenty of room to get your hand in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know we had discussed, I had asked why you didn't just do a remote filter, and what did you tell me at that point?
You get to a point with these cars, you have too much stuff going on. You have hoses running everywhere and lines and
leak points.
Leak points. Yep. It gets to a point, it's too much to worry with. And unless some cars we build are autocross, serious autocross, road course cars, we do put a remote on it because that guy's going to be servicing his car more often than this guy would be driving maybe this car 6,000-7,000 miles a year.
Yeah. So it just makes more sense to leave the factory oil filter, not make it remote. Yeah. But I mean, pocketing out that frame there's plenty of room to get your hand in, so it won't be too bad of a job.
So you also see the oil pan.
Yep.
So I started with the stock cast aluminum pan, and I basically just cut it and used the flange, and I fabricated the rest. So set the engine in. Josh done the motor mounts.
Yeah, and I mean it clears everything. It looks really good, and it's not low either. That's the big point.
No, and I tried to make the sump as big as possible. And I did go and put trap doors. I think there's pictures on the project page of the internal.
Yeah, the inside of it. Yeah, and of course, I mean, we'll link the projects, you know, in the description of this video. So if you guys want to go check out more photos of how Mark actually made that, you know, you can check that out on our website as well. And you know, like you said, there's trap doors in it, so it's baffled, and you don't ever have to worry about oil starvation. But it's just one of those things where this is a situation where, you know, Mopar didn't expect to ever have this engine in a Camaro subframe, so we have to make do with what we have, and you know, Mark did an amazing job at that.
This is actually the second one I did. The other one was on Mo's 69 Charger.
Yep, yeah, exactly. Cool. I'm excited to see it come together. I know Chris is excited about it too, so yeah, keep plugging away at it. Thank you, Mark. All right, we're over in the paint and body side, and Austin's laying down on the job.
I'm asleep.
What are you doing?
Just taping these fenders up, getting them ready to paint on the back sides.
So you're just gonna do just a flat black on the back?
Yeah, just to make them look nice.
Paint looks good, guys. I like it. Nice and shiny, that's your job, right?
Part of it.
No, it looks really, really good. And then what were you doing over in the booth yesterday? I saw you were spraying some epoxy.
Oh, we done the rear tail fan
flat black and done the engine base. We've done that yesterday.
Okay, so that's
shot
flat
epoxy
black.
yesterday and then painted it today.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. I'm
We
gonna run over.
Getting there. Getting a little closer on.
Yeah, I'm gonna run over to the booth and check that out. Yeah, I know you said you're doing epoxy. I didn't know you painted it too. Well, yeah, so like Michael said, he was laying down the epoxy yesterday to prep everything, kind of like a, you know, a little bit of rust protection further down the line. And then now, got some flat black on the tail panel, flat black on the interior. It's looking good. Seems like most builds, you know, we'll do a flat black tail panel. It just looks a lot nicer, kind of contrast the color of the car. It looks good, I like it. Well, I'll leave you guys alone, let you get to work, and gotta have all that focus for the taping, right?
Yeah, I mean,
It is a lot of work. Be sure to come back and check out the next one whenever we upload it, and even go through all of our old videos, check out some of our tech talks, and even our customer vlogs that we've been filming lately, meeting up with customers that come to the shop, or any events that we go to. So thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to check out DetroitSpeed.com. Maybe get some apparel, some merch, and check out the products we offer for your classic muscle car. Thank you.